Hunt. 2, 1. Abbie. They were standing around in a corner. Kyle, Sarah, and Connor. Then Kyle yelled, "Are you sure this is safe?" Then I said, Yes, for the 100th time, it's safe. Yeah, I have a hard time believing that, Connor said. Relax. If I didn't think it was safe, I wouldn't be doing this to you. They honestly didn't expect me to be honest with them. This is actually very dangerous, and there's a good chance that they'll die. I released all our hounds on them. Then Sarah said, "What exactly is the purpose of this?" Well, what it is to help get the dogs used to your scent. Yeah, again, that doesn't help us in the slightest. Why our scent specifically? Well, 1, you have nightmare blood. 2, they'll kill you with it. Then Connor yelled, "Again, I don't see how this is safe for us." Don't worry, I have a whistle here, and if I blow it, they'll stop all actions. Yeah, even as they bite into our throats. There were like at least 50 dogs surrounding them. I just sat there watching them work. Again, I don't see how this is helpful in the slightest. Could you please, tone it back a little? Relax. They're fine. They're going to get used to your scent or you'll all die. You said this was safe. Yeah, well, I lied. Well, guess we really can't do anything. Was this because Zach doesn't like us? Relax, Zach does like you. He just has to get used to the idea of hunters being monsters. It's only been 2 weeks, and he's already threatening to kill us. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. How? That doesn't make any relevant sense. Don't worry. Zach wanted you dead, believe me, you be dead. You can try, Connor then said in a smirked tone. Oh, believe me, if I wanted you dead, you'd still be dead. How, exactly? Poison, slashing, thrusting, very simple ways. Yeah, well, the problem is, poison doesn't really work for us. And then began to move to the side when a dog got really close. So poison doesn't really work for us because remember, we have nightmare blood. Blast, they were right. And also, I feel like we would know if you're stabbing us in the back because, well, 1, we have nightmare blood and we would last a little longer. Connor, are you sure you still recovered from getting your head slammed into the ground by Dalen? Yes, how exactly? How do you not believe me? Believe me, you'll be dead. And have you ever gotten your head slammed into the ground by Dalen and survived? I stood there in silence for a minute. I hate them for this. Then Sam walked up and said, "Hey, got a few hunts." What exactly are we going on hunts with? Well, Zach said to take these 2 and take 2 of the 3. Who do you want to take? I can take Connor. And I'll take Sarah, Sam said. Okay, what about Kyle? What is he going to do? Zach wants to take him and do a solo hunt. A solo hunt? He's barely been on any hunts at all. What makes Zach so certain that a solo hunt is a good idea? I don't know. He just said, have Kyle go on a solo hunt for a few days. And then afterward, it's just going to be interesting. Will he send any support back? Hard to say. Zach never specified. As much as I appreciate Zach, and as much as I approve of some of his actions, this is so stupid that even the dumbest person on the planet would think it's just, dumb. No one would dare send 1 hunter to deal with any threat. You always send 2. I mean, it's not uncommon to send hunters, but it is dangerous. I blew the whistle and all the dogs backed off. They walked over and said, "Well, thanks for nearly getting us all killed." Don't worry. If I wanted you dead, believe me, I would not call that wisdom. So what did you do that for? Well, we got hunts. Yeah, blasted. Just when we were starting to like it here. You mean our jobs? I was being sarcastic, Kyle said. Okay. So what other hunts? We got a necromancer. Sarah, you and I are going to tackle that, Sam said. And then Abbie and Connor are going to go and tackle some mysterious girl that went missing a while back. A while back? Wouldn't they be dead? That are missing? No, they're just missing for a few days. A few days? Shouldn't they be dead? Well, there's the possibility, but not really. Well, then they gathered their supplies and met us outside. Connor got on his horse, and I got on mine after giving his sister a hug, and Kyle a hug. Then he said, "You two, be careful. I don't want to come back and hear that you two died of your own stupidity." Then Kyle said, "Yeah, not if I can help it." Oh, believe me, if I died before you, then you know the world's gone downhill. Then let's just hope for a good resolution, Connor said. Getting on his horse, he looked at me and said, "So where are we off to?" "A small village named Acadia." Acadia? Very interesting. "Come on, let's just go." We rode a good distance. It took about a day or two. When nightfall hit, we managed to set up camp quite efficiently. I pulled out a book I read from time to time. It's the only thing I got that's, allowing me to stay connected to the human race. It isn't slaughter beasts, kill. Then he said, "What are you reading?" Just a simple book. About a love story gone horribly wrong." A love story, huh? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of pathetic because at the end, both people kill themselves. Why would anyone read that? Honestly, at this point, it makes no relevant sense. Why do they kill themselves? Well, it's rather simple, really. Because they can. That doesn't answer anything. How do they get to this event? I told them the book's events and how a young couple got interested in each other and then immediately killed themselves because they couldn't, find love in each other, so they just said, "Forget it, let's just kill ourselves." I think I broke Connor's brain in the process. He sat there for a minute and said, "Any real reason why they killed themselves?" I mean, supposedly it's for love, but in actuality I think it's just for petty spite for their families. Makes sense. So, how do you like the Hunter's Order, Connor? It's good. We're definitely kept very busy, which is nice. Yeah. Do you genuinely believe that Zach is out to get you? Hard to say. Sometimes I catch him looking at me with a, murderous intent in his eyes, but I can't honestly tell you. Connor, don't worry. I'm telling you, he will learn to respect you and value you as a hunter. How long did it take for him to respect you? Probably when I saved his butt for the third time. What do you mean? I mean, think about it. Zach is a very stubborn and very proud person. He's also a very daring one. He cares deeply for his people, and he will do anything to defend them. Yet, he's the one who was given leadership. Why not you? Well, Zach raised to the top pretty quickly due to the fact of his, get-it-done attitude. I, however, value my sanity and my humanity, while Zach sees that as sort of a weakness. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he joined the Pale Order one day. Pale Order? Oh, right, sorry. The Pale Order is a group of people who are hunters, just like us, but they believe in a very much more different ideology. I explained to him how they lacked humanity and how they, just didn't care about people. They only cared about killing. And I told him about the Crimson Order, the brutal order. Then I briefly mentioned the Dark Order before the sun rose up. I put on a pot of coffee over a fire, and then gave him a cup. What is this stuff? Coffee. Why is it so bitter? People drink this crap? Yeah. Why? Because it's a good energy drink in the morning. I think I just take death and a full night's sleep. Well, seeing as how we didn't get very much sleep last night, thanks for that. Sorry. We're going to have to make coffee work our way. Oh, blast it. Then he chugged it down as quickly as he could. That's terrible. Yeah, the heat would honestly do that for you. Nah, the taste. The heat's fine. The taste is terrible. You'll come around. No, I really don't want to. Don't worry, you'll come around. No, I won't. That's what they all say. Then we arrived in Cadia. Looked around for a minute and saw maybe 10 houses. Kind of a small town, Connor said. Well, that's kind of the point. It's a very small village. They very rarely ever get any word from us. It's mostly because we really don't have a choice in the matter, if you think about it. So what exactly do we have to do here? Well, let's find our hire. Let's find the person who hired us. Okay? We walked around the town for about 10 minutes without getting a lot of looks. Is this normal? Oh, more than normal. People really don't like the Hunter's Order. Why? Many reasons. A lot of rumors spreading about us, how we're cannibals. Anytime we do an autopsy on a body to get information, we eat a part of their body. Why? I don't know. I mean, not every hunter's good by any stretch of the imagination. I know that for a fact. And not every hunter is amazing. Do we have corruption in our ranks? Of course we do. Every corporation does. But most of us are pretty good. You can't seriously sit here and judge the entirety of an order based on the actions of one person. Oh, they do. Blasted. Of course they do. We continued to look around until we knocked on the door. I believe this is the place. How can you tell? Well, 1, door's pretty bolted shut. 2, they obviously don't want to be bothered. Which means they're dealing with loss. Could be anyone dealing with loss in this tiny town. Yeah, but in actuality, how often do you genuinely believe this is a possibility? He shrugged and said, I guess not much. The door opened, and a small old woman walked out. She said, Can I help you? We're the hunters. We were told to find a Miss June. I believe that's how you pronounce your name? Yes. Thank you. Come on inside now. And we sat there in a small house as she prepared a cup of tea. So, what exactly is going on here? Why'd you hire us? I thought my note was pretty clear. My granddaughter went missing. Granddaughter? What do you mean, granddaughter? I mean, let me put this simply. My granddaughter, she loves playing in the woods all the time. She has a little red hood. We found that hood dangling in a tree, torn pretty good. I'm concerned. I worry that something got her. Could be wolves, Connor said. Yes, I thought that as much, but something about it just doesn't fit right with me. Then I said, cloak? Of course, this way. Connor stared at me and said, "Sure." I nodded. Yes, so. She's been missing for a few days. She's most likely dead. There's that possibility, yeah. The blood moon rising soon. Blood moon? I'll explain in a sec. We arrived in a small room, clearly her room. We stared at the cloak, and sure enough, it was torn pretty good. You can see brown splotches all over it. Blood? Yeah. She's alive, I think. What do you mean? How do you know? The old lady said. Listen. We know these things. Let's just get that out of the way. She's alive and she's most likely still in that forest. Could you leave me and my associate, please? She left the room, and Connor said, Alright, how do you know she's still alive? One, there's barely any blood. Like, this is a small amount of blood for a girl being attacked by a wolf. Two, they'd probably attach it to a body or something. Even if a wolf, broke her neck and ate it, it'd still be fairly close to her body, and there'd be a blood trail leading directly to it. And also, think about it. What else can we say? She's very dead? Yeah, sure, I guess. Then, we walked out of the room. Connor then said, Listen, Julie. Wherever your daughter is, we will find her, and we will bring her home. She nodded, tears running down her face. She didn't utter a word. Then, I had to say something that had to be said. Listen, June, if we find your daughter, if? What do you mean, if? Let me finish. If we find your daughter, granddaughter, whatever, we don't know if it'll be in the way you want it. She may very well be dead. You have to prepare for that. Please, don't say that. Please don't say that my granddaughter is dead. I'm sorry, but that's the hard reality. We'll find her. And then Connor said, Yeah. We can get her out. When we left, Connor then said, What was that? What? Why tell her those things? I mean, honestly, if you think about it, she's worried to death. And telling her that her granddaughter is most likely dead? Connor, there's a very good reason I'm doing it. What exactly reason could that be? Because, Connor, it's just the way the world works. I fail to see how, telling an old lady her granddaughter is very clearly going to be dead by the time we find her. Because we can't save everyone, Connor. He stopped. I've been around this life long enough to know you cannot save everyone. Let's get this out of the way. One, she's in the woods by herself with no real warmth. She's been in the woods for 2 days now, okay? 2 days. In the woods, by herself, no warmth, probably no clean water, and probably very, very low food. She's probably starving, she's freezing, and she's very thirsty. How long do you think a small child can last like that? Not long. And let's also not forget the fact that if something has abducted her and brought her into wherever they are, then that the likely option of her dying goes up. That's how this world works, Connor. Yeah, but we can still at least give them hope. What's hope going to do for them? Give them a reason to keep on fighting. Yeah, but that won't bring back their granddaughter. It's easier this way, Connor. Make the pain more easier to accept, okay? Because you and I both know we can't save everyone. That's an unspoken rule at the hunter's order. I have gone on hunts where I've sworn that I will defend that person to my dying breath, and I failed. A lot of people die because of me. So that's the reality we live in, Connor. If you can't deal with it, then you have no choice than to leave. Send another hunter back who can deal with the stress and anxiety of possibly finding a dead girl's body. He said, "You're right. I was too optimistic. You kept talking about your humanity. Well, right now your humanity is slowly dying because you can't believe that a girl could possibly survive. Connor, I've seen it. I've seen children go into the woods, and I've brought back their broken and beaten bodies. It's not that I don't believe that she survived, it's just that there's a likelihood. You seriously can't sit here and justify that action of telling an old woman that her granddaughter is very clearly going to be dead by the time we find her. I never said she was going to be dead. I said if we find her, implying that we'll never find her, and that also adding the fact that it may not be in the way she wanted. What are our likely odds of finding her, Miss Abbie? What are her likely odds? Not good. Because a blood moon is rising, and if it's a werewolf or a vampire, then they're going to feed on her. We have tonight to find her before it's too late. Okay? So again, we're running out of time. Let's stop arguing and go and find her, Connor said. Finally, we agree on something. We walked to the forest's edge, not uttering a word between each other. Then he said, "What happens if one of us finds the girl? I mean, we're probably going to split up, cover more ground." He was right. He was a smart one. And he said, Yeah, well, you find the girl, bring her back to the village. She'll be safer there. And what about our new friend's entrance, our new cave? You find the cave, you kill everything inside. And if the girl is still there, then like we have no choice but to do it. If she's still alive, we divided. I looked around the woods for a while. Maybe an hour or two before the blood moon rises. It was thick. Forest, dark, thick, and shrouded. I looked at my ring. They gave me this ring for one of the dead bodies that one of the hunters got from the Cape of Blinding. I knew that it was going to protect me. I thought to myself, this is going to be a long, long night.